the terrifying monster fairy princess. There was once a slime-covered lizard monster that lived in a small village nestled in the mountains. The monster had always been an outcast, feared and shunned by the other villagers because of its intimidating appearance. It had scaly skin, sharp teeth, and glowing red eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. One day, the monster was out for a walk when it suddenly tripped and fell, bumping its head on a rock. It groaned in pain, feeling a sharp throbbing sensation in its head. When it opened its eyes, everything around it seemed different. The colors were brighter and the sounds were clearer. It felt as if it had been transported to a different world. As the monster struggled to get up, it had a strange feeling that it was no longer a monster, but rather a magical fairy princess. It couldn't explain why or how, but it just knew that it was true. Despite the absurdity of this idea, the monster couldn't shake the feeling. It decided to embrace its new identity and set off to spread magic and joy throughout the village. At first, the villagers laughed at the sight of the slime-covered monster claiming to be a fairy princess. They whispered and pointed, making fun of the creature's strange behavior. The monster felt embarrassed and humiliated, but it refused to let that stop it. It continued to spread its magic, determined to prove to the villagers that it was more than just a monster. As the days went by, something strange began to happen. The monster's magic started to take effect on the people around it. They began to see the monster not as a monster, but as a fairy princess. The villagers were amazed by the magic the monster brought into their lives. They saw the world in a different way, filled with wonder and possibility. They learned that anyone, even a slime-covered monster, could be whatever they dreamed of being. The monster was overjoyed to see the villagers accepting it as a fairy princess. It felt like it finally belonged somewhere, like it had a purpose in life. It continued to spread its magic, bringing joy and happiness to the people of the village. In the end, the slime-covered monster lived happily ever after, spreading magic and joy throughout the village as the magical fairy princess it always knew it could be. The villagers learned to embrace their own unique identities and to never let anyone else tell them who they could or couldn't be. They were grateful to the monster for showing them the true power of magic and for opening their eyes to a world of possibility.